So he's another return
problem-
contestant.
See, it's really hard to get people up here to Camp Theta, but it's almost impossible to keep them from coming back. So it's a big ask to get you here. But once you're here once, like when we were renting out this place for a lot of years, and it turned out that the overwhelming majority of our clientele are returning customers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row, right?
This week episode is brought to you by None of Secret Supply of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and available on shelf anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there is still no sauce for you. You want some of Nona's sauce? Too bad. Only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
This week's episode is brought to you by Camp Theta and Into the WilderVRS, the first token-gated, edge node-powered, survivalist episodic content on Theta Network. Critics say, "Wow, this is wild." Get yourself a smoked fish NFT on Open Theta to join the fun. And to top it off, there will be weekly trivia nights after each episode with T-Fuel giveaways. Make sure you're following Max Theta and Poppin' Mag's Pinecast and give this episode a retweet on Twitter to enter a giveaway for a smoked fish. Prize will be drawn via Twitter picker on Friday at noon Eastern Time.
Poppin's poppin' and locking. Magnum scrutinizing. Poppin' Max Podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 12 of the Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, how you doing over there?
We're doing good. Another hot August night or day, but not like July. So we're good. We're doing good.
Yeah, right. I mean, this last week has been the first week this summer that's actually been enjoyable to be outside for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's start off with the business end of this. We got our reverse countdowns. They're all still in the works, although we need to speak about one of them. I'll save that for last. We got the peel coming in now, 53 days.
You might want to put me on the clock. I'm going to go out on a limb and say by the time people hear this, we're going to have the peel.
Wow.
We just cleaned up the attributes to, we get rid of that girlhead.76.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever, that nonsense gone. And I'm going to go on a limb and say, by the time they hear this, it's going. So we're going to have to put me on the clock come next week if it's not true.
Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here, folks. If we're not peeling and you're listening to this, then you know what to do. That was Mags, not
that
Pop.
that will definitely be placed on the countdown, count up page.
Exactly. Wow. So
sorry.
actually, I mean, that's great news. I love hearing that. I hope you're right. That's pretty cool.
Because and I think we have more countdowns to talk about, but the reason why that's cool is because, like, look, we got to get the peel. Gadgets will be eventually next. I wouldn't even put gadgets on any clock after what Rare explained about the delay with the peel. So we don't want to go on any clock for that. I think the peel is probably more complicated than the other thing, but I don't know. I'm not technical, right? Attributes cleaned. I know you've been privately been talking about this since they came out.
Yeah, man, driving me nuts.
But we got them cleaned up. It looked like the only thing I noticed was and to me, it's not a big deal. But you know how it is with so basically they formatted everything like first name capital, the rest lowercase, spaces and not underscores.
Yeah.
And actual names and not, girl 0.761 or whatever. So
yeah.
So that's looking good. But the background, the most common background, I think it's Corin or Quran or something. It's in all caps. But I mean, if that's the
had to leave one out there.
Yeah. Right. Right. So people could do their own internal countdowns. I think because we were cleaning up the metadata, I was kind of helping refreshing the metadata on all these. So it will cycle the old bad ones out and put the new ones in. I think that's going to play into the peel. So, okay. So after that, then I think the biggest thing on the radar, I would say, I guess, what's your opinion, Pop? I think the bigger thing on the radar once the peel. So let's just say that attributes are cleaned up, or you have a 99%
Yeah,
plus.
that's a huge improvement. That was massively needed, and I am so happy that's done. I can't wait to take a look.
To me, the next biggest thing is the cans for the full price and that stuff. I don't, I don't. To me, so that's like the next important thing, because the more cans then get open, then secondary market, then the more customs can get opened. And also, stop me while I'm talking. We got a new custom.
We did.
Aragon. Got a new custom.
Oh, that's right. Wow, that was this week. Whew.
I know, also, fam, we always talk when it's like, can we just take 1 week off of drama in the Theta ecosystem?
And if you haven't noticed, the answer's no.
No. Never. Can't do it. Impossible to do. So it was like the Panthro. Is it Panthro from Thundercats?
Oh, Thundercat. Yeah. There you
go. Wow,
nice.
Very cool. I think I was close to that one too. No big deal. I would like to see more customs get in more people's hands. That don't have them, frankly. Like me or you. But I'm sure you wouldn't mind having a custom either.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways,
I would love to open one in the wild. It's been a while since I've done that. All right. So there was that. I didn't even realize that was coming.
Sorry.
But
were we count the countdowns, count ups?
Yeah. Reverse countdown. So back to them, Peel was 53, and according to Mags, ending tomorrow, my time, or the day after. K Fuel, now we're up to 208, still no sign. And our play, which I want to speak about here. So we have our play staking index is now 227 days past due, and the airdrop is 310 days. You know how you like to say things happen on Monday, right? So that they can just make us look like fools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So this past Monday, our play came out and was like, oh, we just started our test net. And Monday happened to be July 31st, right?
Right.
And they said that they were going to basically be delivering a subchain by July 31st.
By the end of July.
By the end of July, yeah.
Right.
So my question to the people was, does starting a test net count as delivering a subchain?
I'd say absolutely not.
I would say absolutely not as well. Because
that should already been done.
Exactly. That should have been done 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Talking about practice?
Yeah. Oh, now you're on to the next step, which isn't quite the step that we said we were going to get by the end of July.
Yep.
But it's a step that you need to take to get where you're going, but still no our play. And speaking of our play, hearing from my legal counsel all over Twitter and Discord that there's an updated terms of service, and I haven't had a chance to dig into this yet. But do you have any insight on that?
Me sending it to you yesterday, but no, it's cool.
I had a long weekend. Listen, I was out touching grass, as they say.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, I just want to, we're not financial advice. Once again, let's put that out there, and I'm not allowed to practice law, I think, anywhere other than like Alabama, but I think anyone's allowed to practice out there. That being said, they dropped the new terms of service. So if you go on your replay dashboard, it pops up and it's like you can only accept it. And I was told by someone else, if you try not to, it just keeps coming up. So I haven't accepted it yet, but they introduced all these new terms of service. It seems like they're going towards KYC. And I guess, that is what it is. I don't know what, the regs are, but basically, from what I read in my guerrilla reading, my 5th grade reading, is that they basically, you by accepting the terms of service, these terms and conditions, you're waiving your right to sue. So this is what they're saying. We're waiving our constitutional right to sue them or do a class action lawsuit. And there's like $250,000 cap. Now, I don't know if that's on the, I don't recall if that's on the lawsuit or if it's an amount over that, then I guess that those terms wouldn't apply. I don't know. Like I said, consult your lawyer. They basically like said like they have the right to suspend your coins, your NFTs, and your account, and it could be over like not paying your taxes. So like now I'm like, this is a whole set of what the WTF I think is, what's going on, considering we've been telling everyone to get involved. Also wasn't financial advice, but like, hey, this is a cool concept. Let's get involved with this, earn some coins. So like, are these going to be custodial wallets? Are we not even going to really have access to this stuff? And now are they just going to plug into the tax man? But like, basically they've been changing the rules as they go, which is, they're building, they're learning as they go. So like, I haven't had any serious issues or complaints or anything with anything up to now, but now I'm looking at this terms of service. I think the thing is you have to accept regardless if you want to get in your dashboard, but you have up to 30 days from accepting to opt out of those terms and services so you can keep your right to sue. It just seems so weird, It seems like we've been with these guys earning supposedly these coins for all this time, and now they, just because maybe they didn't do research and put this out in the beginning, now all of a sudden, like they could freeze my account. You know what I mean? They could freeze my coins, and you have to go to their. So this is what their arbitrator that they have JAMS, JAMS. I think it stands for something. I think it's one of those acronyms, JAMS. Which is funny because we were talking with our guest about jam also. So Jimmy Jam jobs.
I like that jam a lot better than.
Well, I like Jimmy Jam jobs when they happen to Kevin.
Well, when you're the Jimmy Jam, then yeah, but not when you're getting jobbed.
Not when you're getting jobbed. Yeah. So I don't know what that limited information. I don't know. I just think it's fair for people to know that, hey, you have to accept them and you can email their legal. I think it's like, and you can look it up. It's like legal at Imagine Replay or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely going to take a look into that. Obviously, if anybody has a problem with it, it's, people did pay money for these NFT multipliers to earn these tokens. So,
yep.
Like you said, changing the game as we go along here. That's not so cool. Dude, we have a terrible track record of like.
Oh, God. I know.
Man.
Popcorn and.
Whew. How can you has a popcorn company ever gone out of business?
Yeah.
I'm sure they have, but
definitely.
None that I'm aware of, but our sponsor has our first official popcorn.
Did they go out of business?
Not a real sponsor. I don't know, dude. I went on that Discord the other day.
Yeah, but the Discord's not the business.
Yeah, but the Discord basically is the business. It was all of their streamers that were using the codes and stuff like that, and he just ghosted everybody on there.
Yeah, I think it looks like the site's still live. I think you can still.
Well, you're probably going to get some old, crusty, dusty popcorn.
Well, that was the ones we redeemed. So also, in case anyone else is checking, I know this. If anyone else, I didn't remember waiving any rights to them, but I bought the NFT. So we bought the popcorn NFT before the expiration. I don't know if we told this. Let's just tell it again. So we bought the popcorn. There was nothing wrong with the popcorn that we bought previously.
It was so good.
So good.
The ketchup. Yeah.
Yeah. But me and you were talking. You got me. You convinced me to FOMO into buying the NFTs because they only sold.
Wait.
I'm not blaming you for anything. I'm just saying you did it, so I wanted to do it. Monkey see, monkey do.
Well, it was also cheaper than going and buying 6.
Yes.
On the website.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm not saying. Yeah. I'm not calling you a scammer. I'm just saying. So I bought it at a low price point. cheaper than you could have got it on there, even like with our discount codes, right? So we bought 12
Yeah.
packs, and I swear to God, what happened with the 12 packs is whenever these NFTs were minted, they must have made the popcorn then and boxed them up. So
For
that
sure.
popcorn was sitting there in the box up because it was disgusting. It was all old.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was so disappointing.
I ate it, but
Well, yeah, I mean, I ate it too, but all of the flavoring was just dust on the bottom of the bag, and no matter how much you tried, it wasn't going back on the popcorn. It was, yeah.
yeah.
I tried it, and I was like so looking forward to it too, because that first batch that I got was so good. And then I was like, man, is this really what it tasted like when I like what?
Yeah, you had to eat a couple bags. Like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
that's a weird bad one. No, they were all like old and stale.
Yeah, yep.
And
Terrible.
then a lot of the sugar was on the bottom from the maple or whatever. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. And then, anyways, that same day, I told you that I bought an NFT hoodie because I also had to get
That's
that
right.
redeemed. I think I
Yep.
bought a ketchup, I want to say, hoodie.
Yeah, you did.
Loud
Gold.
red, and I redeemed that on the same day. So that was like a couple days before the end of the new year, but before everything ended. I don't wait to January 31st at 8 p.m. like some people
Ooh.
due to redeem.
Ooh.
But anyways, you gotta have some lead time in there. And I get a package like in early February, and it's the popcorn. It's the 12 stale pack, no hoodie. I never got the damn hoodie I
Wow.
paid whatever for the NFT, and that's like reverse utility. That's like,
and you don't even have
utility.
the NFT anymore.
I don't have the
gone.
NFT. It's burnt. The popcorn was stale, and and don't they still Theta Drop still have issues with these redeemables?
I'll have to double check, but yeah, I think
bet.
they're still listed as redeemed. I mean, they don't listen to us, obviously.
I'll bet dollars to donuts only because that popped in my head, and I've never bet dollars to donuts. It sounds good. Not stale donuts.
Oh, please stop.
All right. Anyways, I think we beat that.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are that, and that wraps up the countdown section.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I wanted to start off, like, now we're going to start the episode. I wanted to start off with an apology. It's been a while. You remember back in season 1, apologies used to be like our thing. Like,
they're always our thing.
But I feel out of practice, really, with apologies. But last week we were talking about WWZ, and we were talking about Mac and how he was looking to buy a batch of Zillas off of you back in a couple of months ago, whenever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make it clear, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This guy's out there busting his chops, putting a bunch of hours of dev work in, and basically investing in himself through these NFTs, which are not even his own, right? It's like,
right.
He teamed up with Zilla. So I just want to make it clear, I don't have a problem with that. I think it's completely noble and honorable. And I am sorry if it came off as anything other than that, because, I hold Mac in the highest regards, as far as developers and
as we're in season 2, of course.
Well, yeah, no, there was a huge change from season 1, episode 52 to season 2, episode 1. Yeah, he really turned the corner. He's a good guy.
He was always a good guy.
No, I know. I'm just playing. I don't want to have to apologize for that too. He's always a good guy. I remember back when I first kind of heard about him was because of the website that he put together for Pines. And just seeing that kind of website and the rarity being done, it was almost like, kind of put him up on the pedestal a little bit, to be honest. So
sure.
Yeah, I mean, so again, Mac, my apologies.
And if I offended you too, then apologies as well, or anyone.
No, it was me. I listened back. It was all me.
Oh, thank God. But I still apologize for my co-host offending people.
Yeah. So sorry about that. But hey, listen, you're going to have to issue an apology if you don't finish the cliffhanger you gave everyone last week.
Okay. Can I just tell a quick story before that?
Is it about losing money and running around your house and making me wait 30 minutes?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a good one too. So I was on a call with Swampy this weekend, and Char and some others. And so first it was like me and Swampy in this Discord room. And I was like, oh, trouble here. And so I put my headphones in, then I heard him fine. He goes, oh, great, it works. He goes, I went to Best Buy. And I don't know if he was talking to you about a headset.
Yes,
was
he
asking,
did call me. Yes.
so he was asking you about a headset and you were telling him some stuff, whatever. So he goes to Best Buy, not a proud sponsor, and he goes to the gaming section. And the gaming section, they have like these $120, $300 headsets. He's like, that's expensive. That's a lot more than I'm willing to pay. So he goes, let me go
Me
to
too.
the like audio section. There was some other headphones a bit cheaper, still a little too steep. So then he goes, let me go to just like the computer section. And there was I guess some popper specials over there. And this guy, Greg, decided to help him as he was looking. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? He goes, I'm trying to look at these 540s and 390s. I guess it's like the type of headset he was looking at. I don't know if that's what you were talking with him about.
No,
Okay.
no.
So, anyways, they're like, "Oh, there they are," and they were on the rack, and it was the last one, and it was listed for $100, whatever. And he goes, "Ah, that's a lot more than I was looking to pay, but let's see." And so this was the 390s, I believe. And the guy pulls him down. He goes, "I'm basically just using them to listen to Twitter Spaces and Discord chats." So Greg takes the box and he goes down on a knee and he's reading and he's got his thumb and he's moving. He goes, "Yep." He goes, "They're Discord approved." He goes, "Perfect. This is great." And then it got even more perfecter because apparently they were $20.
There you go.
So a popper special. But they weren't broken yet. I'm sure I'll break them and then tape them back up.
Oh, those ones are gone.
Oh, sure. And the guy says, yeah, he goes, oh man, they're $20. He goes, oh, we would have sold a lot more probably if they were priced right. But I mean, it was the last one. So whatever, Greg, silly Greg.
What does that mean?
He's
would have
saying
sold
that,
a lot more if they were priced right, and that's the last one.
Yeah.
That's like a nonsense comment.
Well, so he goes, so he's like, oh, I'll get him. He goes, I would have liked to look at the 590s or the 540s, excuse me. But he goes, this is fine, $20. It's Discord approved. He goes home and he's opened up the box. Dude, it didn't say shit about Discord on the box.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God. Greg rope-a-doped him into buying these $20 popper specials.
Well,
said nothing about Discord.
Yeah, but when you said that, I was like, how is it Discord approved like that? Like that doesn't make any sense. I mean, because you're not plugging directly into Discord. Discord is using either your phone jack or your computer jack.
I think sometimes, and I could be wrong, I don't get out much, but there could be stuff on boxes and it could be like an industry standard, and then you could look what that standard is, and then it could tell you. So at first he was like, oh, well, maybe it's rolled up into this, bullshit. But no, yeah, it wasn't.
Got him.
He told me that, and I've been dying to tell you that story. He tells it fucking a million times better than me, obviously. Okay, so we left last week on a cliffhanger, not intentionally either. Your girl Katy Perry of Nostalgia Store fame, right?
Yeah, we go way back to December 21.
Yeah, Katy Perry. I'm reading here an NPR article. None involved in Katy Perry convent lawsuit collapses and dies in court. And basically, the gist of this was these nuns. The one that died, she was 89 years old. She is getting sued by the diocese, I believe, because what happened was they sold this convent to somebody for $15.5 million. So the judge ruled that the nuns, that this $15.5 million sale that they made she had to pay the archdiocese and Perry millions in legal fees on top of that 15.5 million. Apparently what happened was they sold the convent. So you would think that the convent belongs to the archdiocese, and I guess that's what the legal beagles are saying. But there's like more to the story where the nuns paid the convent in the 70s, paid for it out of their own pockets. So so it says the sisters pulled their money together to buy an 8-acre property in 1972. They occupied it until 2011, when the church says the archdiocese forced them to move to another location. So they bought this thing. They tried to sell it, and I think it was like in Los Angeles County somewhere. They said no, and then the archdiocese, I guess, sold it to Katy Perry. And Katy Perry, once again, making shit difficult. And the nun died in court. Now, natural causes, but I would argue, like I usually do, that, a lot of stress in that. Like she took her vows at the age of 18 to become a nun. And Miss Katy Perry Nostalgia Store fame and maybe other fame too. Oh, she also had the whipped cream boobs thing, bra, right?
No, really.
Yeah, she did. It was in a video. But yeah, she just, her lawyers hounded them and wanted to get everything they could out of these nuns. You believe that? So what's your opinion on that, Popper? I mean, you're a business guy.
Well, my first question is, how did the archdiocese sell this property? I mean, normally there's a deed involved and a land sale. So how did they have
the nuns sell it then too, right?
Well, the nuns got it sold out from under them, though, didn't they?
I believe. So let me read this real quick. The uproar over the property began in 2015 when Halsman and the Sisters of the Most Holy and Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary sold the medieval Spanish Gothic Tudor estate to restaurateur Dana Hollister. But the archdiocese argued that nuns did not have the right to sell property, which includes 30,000 square feet of living space, a pool, a tower, an adjoining prayer house, and instead approved a sale to Katy Perry, even though Hollister was already living there. So it sounds like they sold it to somebody for $15.5 million. It was living there. They must have been on the deed. I don't know. Now the archdiocese is saying they shouldn't have been on there. So, and then they sold it to Katy Perry for like $10 million.
This is a very strange story.
Right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate that the poor woman, 89 years old, you said?
Yep.
I mean, that's definitely some undue circumstances that it seems like she didn't need to be in and was kind of forced into. But who knows who the bad, like I still don't completely understand how this went down, but yeah, that doesn't have a happy ending for sure.
It doesn't have a happy ending, and just imagine that. I mean, Baller, if you're still trying to go after, watch out, man. She don't give a fuck. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad that cliffhanger got
cliff hung.
Yeah, exactly. So this past week on Theta Drop, there was a free drop for the community showcase to stress test the DRM. Did you get to partake in that?
I partook in the stress test.
The 12 o'clock Eastern version or the later one?
I think I cut into the 12 o'clock one late, and then I had an appointment to make. So I wasn't really in it much.
Gotcha. So I was able to, it was very strange. So I clicked the link from Genion, and it basically brought me straight to the stream page. And it was just like error 504. Some kind of error kept coming up. And I was like, oh, well, it's probably because I don't have the NFT. How do I get the NFT? And I kept going to the drop and like clicking it, and it wouldn't take me to like, you know how when there's free ones before it says like get NFT or something like that.
Okay.
That just wasn't showing up for me. So, and I couldn't find it. And I was kind of asking around, and I was told, oh, just check your wallet maybe. And apparently when I went on the link from Genion, it did automatically drop me that NFT. So I had the NFT, but then you click utility and it brings you to a broken screen that wasn't working. I understand the point of this thing was a stress test, but it seemed like it stressed out immediately. That was like 12:02, 12:03. Like, I wasn't very deep in the line. So it did start working for me after about the third or fourth utility attempt refresh. But if you were in the chat room there was a lot of people that were making some noise because it wasn't working for them. But it did eventually work for me. And honestly, the point of this was to stress test. So I certainly hope that there was some benefit to this on the other end, and that, things were learned and the process will be smoother for the next one.
Yeah, I think the big thing was I could watch it on my iPhone, which we couldn't do with the Medican. So that was
Interesting.
cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey guys,
I can't believe you saved that for last. I think we should have ended with Katy Perry, but you wanted to save the stress test for last? Okay.
Well, you're the editing magician, so
I'm not editing that, magician.
I was just going down my list, dude. Yeah, should have ended with Katy Perry. So we had a special guest on this week, guys, a returning guest with a big time project dropping. Not even a sales, basically like the utility now for the projects that have already been dropped. Speaking of DRM, dropping a series into the Wilderverse. Our boy Max Theta, and you can hear that
after these messages.
Hello.
There's that beautiful voice back on the Pinecast.
Well, thanks for joining us, dude.
Oh, thanks so much for having me back. I'm stoked to be here. Oh, how are you guys doing?
Can't complain, man. I'm doing pretty well.
Right on.
How about you, Max?
Glad
how are
to
you
hear
doing?
it.
I just want to hear some cool stuff from Max Theta and maybe some Simpsons story. Mostly the Simpsons story, but the other stuff too. But no pressure.
All right, here's an early Simpsons reference for you. Anytime Angela, my wife, is always in the front of the canoe and I'm always in the rear. And so when she paddles really hard and splashes me, she'll get one of those ones where she just smacks the water and just drenches me, and she'll say, "I'm the captain." But I tell her that too, because I'm Captain Kyle, but she outranks me. She's Admiral Angela.
Oh,
so, yeah, that's
tough.
I can't compete with that.
No, nor should you.
No,
nor could you.
No, you
nor is it wise to try.
Don't try. Just be wrong and happy. I think that's what it comes down to. If you can find a way to do both, you're ahead of the game.
PSA brought to you by Max Theta. Thank you, Kyle.
Do you want to bring them in officially?
Yeah, follow me for more marriage advice.
Smash that like button.
Anytime you guys want to start recording, I'm okay with that.
Smash that like button like you smashed the plates last night, honey. Follow us for more marriage advice.
Opa!
Yeah.
Anyways, like we were trying to say, or Papa was trying to say, we're very excited to have you, Max. What can you tell us? What is going on in the neighborhood?
Right. Well, there's so much. It's midsummer now. The critters are out. I've been filming for like 4 or 5 months at least, nonstop, to bring Into the Wilderverse season 1 to life. And I've had so many people, just ask me to share stories from up here that I thought I'd try to do my best to put 10 years worth of, home movies and compile them and just kind of start to bring this place to life. So the Smoked Fish NFT project has switched gears into into high gear, into video content mode. And I'm trying my best to bring out a high production value wilderness entertainment series on the Theta blockchain, and it's only available to Smokefish holders.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming you're going to be using the DRM capabilities for that.
I am. So it's kind of all come together now. Smokefish used DRM last year after Camp Theta put together a series of videos from Camp Theta. But now there's a little more tools in the tool belt in the Theta video API, and we can really go whole hog because everything's laid out there and anyone can use it to make awesome videos and gate them behind NFTs, Theta or otherwise, right? Because there's cross bridge capabilities.
Kyle, I heard from somebody that last year was just a blue screen. That didn't happen.
Yeah, well, fake it till you make it is my motto. And up until now, I have been just green screening the whole thing.
Sure.
But luckily, I shilled my project enough and I rugged enough people that now I've been able to afford a small patch of land where I can actually film some of this stuff. So I can stop paying the studio now for all the CGI.
Yeah,
It's really
don't
coming
they
together.
shill it till you kill it, right? So it sounds like
That's
you're
right.
transitioning, right, to killing it.
Yeah. Oh, killing it. 100%.
So we have season 2 of the actual camp out coming up here pretty soon, right?
Yeah. Camp Theta is in its second year and was really excited to grow the project in a bear market, and we've got 6 contestants this year that are all competing in the WilderVRS games at Camp Theta for the ultimate Theta prize pack. We've got prizes from just about every big project on Theta Network. They all thankfully chipped in, and we certainly appreciate that here in the woods. Everyone pitching in prizes. We've got prizes from Secret Pineapple and Theta Network and Tygons and Frogs and Theta Zilla. We've got prizes from Mystic Gurus. We've got prizes from True VRS. We've got prizes from Dragons, Frogs. Too many to name, really. It's the ultimate Theta prize pack. And I bought a bunch of stuff off artisanal Theta creators like Theta Pendants and Jake Lunas, and did some custom engraving and custom 3D printing. So the whole thing's just, it's off the hook. It's going to be a great Camp Theta this year.
So can we get a little insight on what some of these WilderVRS games are going to be?
Okay, so we've got it pretty much the same games as last year. We've got Fishing Derby, we've got a scavenger hunt, we have axe throwing, which is like the absolute the hit of the weekend. Last year there was tens of thousands of T-Fuel that traded hands in aftermarket betting, shall we say. After the axe throwing tournament, it went till nighttime until you couldn't see anymore. So that's a fun one. What else? There's a canoe race and there is target shooting, but that's the only thing that changed this year. I'm switching it out from a 22 to a bow and arrow, because last year I didn't sight it in great. I'm not gonna lie, and we didn't have much success. So this year it's a bow and arrow, and there's nothing to mess up. So if you can't shoot a target with bow and arrow, you can't blame me.
So how many pound bow and arrow? I'm concerned that Swampy's not going to be able to knock it.
I think I'm just gonna go for the little 15 pound target bow.
Okay.
So I've got some 60 pound recurves around here that that we take deer with and stuff, but I don't know if that's the way we're gonna go. I'm just gonna go with the target bows. I bet Swampy could pull 60.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he could. Maybe.
Is Swampy
Now here,
participating?
Yeah.
oh yes,
my God.
indeed.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. So here's the way the Wilderverse games go. There's 6 contestants. I'm not competing to give them a chance. And you're going to be scored
nice guy.
you're going to be scored 1 through 6. And if you don't compete, you get a 0. Now there are fish in the original deck, so the original 69 smoked fish that minted in a year and a half ago. There are fish that have specific attributes that act as cheat codes in certain games. And so if you've got a fish that has like bullet holes on the vehicle, you get extra shots in the target shooting. If you have a fish that has an axe, you get points in the axe throwing. So there's cheat codes from the original set that you can hold as a camper to activate those. But there's also in the new set there's wild cards, and only 2 out of 5 or 6 of them have been minted, and those give you points for your overall score. So everybody's score, if you win the axe throwing tournament, you're going to get a 6. And if you come last, you're going to get a 1. And it's the same with the other 5 events. So your score is going to be tallied at the end, and that's who's going to win the Ultimate Theta prize pack. But if you have a wild card from Smokefish 2, you're going to get 3 points added on to your total score towards the grand prize. But there's also custom Mystic Gurus that have been made for the prize for each event. So everyone who wins each individual event is going to get a custom guru.
That's cool. Nice. So
Yeah.
So I know Swampy's going to be there. I know fellow Canadian Dharma Gardner is going to be there.
Theta Seeds, yeah.
Do we know the other 4? Are they people that we would know?
Okay, so
wait, Max, I got this. Popper, I got this. Popper, they're from Canada. You wouldn't know them.
I know some people from Canada.
That's a joke. Okay. Anyways, we'll cut that out.
Wow.
So there are 2 Rufus and a Big Smelly Monkey.
Shout out Rufus. Guys all over the place.
Oh, dude, Rufus the Dragon King. That dude is the Dragon Lord. 500% Dragon Lord overdrive.
He's coming pretty heavy on Zillas. He's coming pretty heavy on bananas.
Yep.
This guy, he's got that
so
like
he's
plain dragon, right? That's what he.
Well,
that red one.
He's got every dragon.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's deliberately different, even though it shows like almost no attributes in nothing, but it is like its red is different than the other red. So it's like I think it's number 1.
Ooh.
Well, it's funny. You know how we talk about, sorry to segue real quick, but you know how we've mentioned before about the difference with theta rarity and open theta rarity, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So on theta rarity, because it wasn't really listed as a custom, and I think it kind of is, it's like listed second to last or something on theta rarity, which theta rarity I usually prefer over open theta's rarity system. And it obviously depends on the type of project.
They've each got their glitches.
Yes. And then when theta rarity came out, dude, that thing was like that was up there. It was like tied for first or third or something like that. So anyways, I'm sorry.
So not only is Rufus the Dragon King, he's also the returning champion from last year's Camp Theta.
Kidding.
Dude, so he's the Dragon King and he's the Fish Whisperer. That dude went out onto the lake for the fishing derby last year and just sniped fish like nonstop. He came back with 2 stringers of fish and fed us all for the rest of the weekend, just with like 45 minutes in the lake. It was magical.
Wow.
Max.
Yeah.
So do you think, so when does this take place again? The WilderVRS
August 25th to 28th, Camp Theta.
Do and you're a non, you're an impartial, person letting this go. But you think we could get a profile on all these people and maybe maybe get some odds going with this?
All right, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to do the play at home Wilderverse games.
What?
And there's going to be an auction every day leading up to Camp Theta, where you will be able to purchase a custom smoked fish NFT that represents each camper at Camp Theta with a little bio. And then, of course, we're gonna broadcast the games eventually when I edit it up to make it look like a silly game show. But I'm not going to make any money off this. I'm just going to give the proceeds to whoever holds the winning camper. So when the Wilderverse games are done, if you are holding the smokefish custom that represents the camper that won the Wilderverse games, you're just going to win the pot of total sales.
Wow,
that's amazing. I love that idea.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I'm definitely not buying Swampies.
So, I don't know, man. If I had to give them odds, it's going to be interesting, because we had Rufus as the returning champ, and Big Smelly Monkey. He won a few games, but he didn't win the overall. He's sneaky. He won the scavenger hunt, and he did all right at axe throwing.
So he's another return contestant.
See, it's really hard to get people up here to Camp Theta, but it's almost impossible to keep them from coming back. So it's a big ask to get you here. But once you're here like when we were renting out this place for a lot of years, and it turned out that the overwhelming majority of our clientele are returning customers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row. Right. So it's such a nice place, but it's a pain in the ass to get to. I'm not going to lie.
All right. So that's 4. So we got Rufus, Big Smelly Monkey, Theta Seeds, and Swampy. And we got two unknowns here.
Okay. So the wild card is If I Only Had a Name. He had a Passaways avatar for quite a while on Twitter and everywhere else, but I can't keep up with these people. If I Only Had a Name, or some variation of the only had a name or something on Discord.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the wild card. So I've never seen everybody else. I've seen face, but this guy, I don't know. He claims not to be a fisherman. I don't think anyone's ever seen him. I think he's playing us all, and he's going to show up and just smash fish all day. So he's a wild card. And then we had Chef Pine, who's been on board for like a year, and then at the last minute got some kind of weird EU passport renewal red tape BS. And they said they could get it sorted out. Yeah, he got a lawyer involved in everything, and so it's been in the works for a long time, but can't get it sorted out in time, unfortunately. So Chef Pine not coming. However, Nanaimo Trader has taken his place.
That's unfortunate for Chef. That's unbelievable, man. Like start waiting for a year, and then all of a sudden this comes up, and you can't get
it's brutal.
A passport renewal in come on.
It's brutal.
Popper. I thought we were the only ones with issues with the lawyers, but
well, our issues aren't with lawyers.
Lawsuits though.
Oh,
yeah.
So Nanaimo's coming, and he like grew up in the Yukon, eating moose out of a canoe. So this dude's gonna be top shelf. I don't know, man. If I was putting odds on the games, like, I think he's got to rank up there. I think he's a contender.
All right, interesting. I'm
Sounds like a
definitely
strong field. That's
it
a
does
strong.
sound like a strong field. You're right.
Yeah.
So when does the purchasing of these NFTs for the contestants, when does that start?
I think we're going to kick that off on the 19th, right around there, somewhere very close to that. They're going to start getting auctioned off.
And you said it's the 25th to the 28th, so that's a nice 3 nights, 3 night package.
Yeah, 3 nights, 4 days. So you just get settled in here and start enjoying the lake and all the gourmet wild food, and then you got to leave.
Right.
Throw some axes, catch some fish, unwind, and then back to reality, I suppose. But I just keep my whole summer's just nuts with trying to film crazy adventure films for trying to do a one of a kind. It's the first like big series of videos that's been released on the Theta blockchain. So I'm trying to bring a little bit more.
Do you have an estimated date for when this thing's going to start? Are you looking for like
Yeah,
weekly, like one weekly show or?
Yeah, Into the WilderVRS premieres on Open Theta August 9th. So there's going to be weekly videos. Right now, season 1 is complete. They're about 10 to 15-minute videos, and there's 7 in the first season. So they're going to air weekly on Wednesdays starting August 9th on the Open Theta video platform. And then every Tuesday is going to be a Trivia Tuesday. So you've got 6 days to watch the content if you're a smoked fish holder. And then Tuesday, there's going to be a trivia night in the Smoked Fish Discord, where you're going to be able to win Key Fuel and NFT prizes based on questions about that week's content on Into the WilderVRS. So we're going to release an episode a week, and we're going to do trivia night each week as well. So it's a watch to win EdgeNode powered Theta video API video series, season 1, August 9th.
Sounds like we're going to need to run a promo for that.
Absolutely. Done.
And season 2 is already filming. So it takes me a long time to film an episode out in the bush, but it takes even longer in the editing room because I just film hours and hundreds of hours of content and then have to try to smash that all together. But season 2 is filming right now, and then season 3 I'm trying to spend in the jungles of Panama building another eco retreat.
What?
So we're good. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just back that up and talk about that, can we?
Sure. So season 1 was filmed in the spring, and that's kind of me adventuring through the local few hundred miles of waterways during high water. And then so I've got that all edited together, and then season 2 is filming right now, and summer's going to be like the Trippin River expedition that was part of the Smoked Fish ticket giveaways, the Camp Theta WilderVRS games, and then a whole bunch of adventures through the woods. And then season 3 hopefully is going to be exploring the jungles of Panama and building another off-grid retreat in the northeast corner of Panama, because I'm tired of wintering here. So I figured if I can get some awesome jungle content and also maybe build something from scratch, and because pardon me, everyone wants to know about the off-grid retreat that I've built here in my off-grid life. But that was 10 years ago, right? And it's really fun to see the progression of it all. And I do have a lot of videos from that I'm stringing together of older videos of how this place was built and how it was all put together and everything. But if we can do that again and film it from scratch, and do it in the jungle and not have to skate over the lake or use snowshoes or whatever to get to the house for for the winter time, then everybody wins, right? So that'll be fun content.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, and if I don't get to Panama, then it's just going to be crazy winter ice fishing, drilling holes in ice, and living in igloos kind of content, which will be pretty hardcore too. But then next summer is going to be I've got so many wild trips planned for next summer. What I'm really trying to do is to make outdoor videos that that'll just be unignorable. I really want to take this to the next level and start doing trips that other people just simply wouldn't do in their right mind, and just really get some crazy outdoor content. I'm already on top of stuff with building a custom aluminum canoe that's like the world's most efficient solar canoe, and I've got an industrial prototype 3D printer printing up toroidal propellers to get extra efficiency, and I'm really trying to make a crazy extra expedition boat where I can just go for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers at a time, solar powered in a little canoe. It's going to be pretty cool.
That's wild. I'm just like, I can't even imagine that. This. Wow, dude. Like, just an honest question. Like, why are you doing this? Like, why? It doesn't seem like the NFTs are not paying like for all the time and effort that you're putting into this. Is this just like to help the community out because you love it? Like, you're just enjoying this, you like the Theta technology?
So I really do like using the Theta technology. And yeah, you're right. It's I put way more time and energy and money into this than I get back in NFT sales, right? Like,
You and us
way
both.
more. Yeah, I hear you. That's the way of the world. So why am I doing this? I do this because I get bored. I get bored really easily, and I always have to like outdo myself. It's this constant struggle of like, what can you do different? How can you do it bigger? And you know, so I keep just trying to just expand, and because the universe is fed on complexity, right? The universe favors complexity, so you have to feed it with your most outlandish and novel ideas, and that's how we grow as a species.
And we will be right back.
This week's episode is brought to you by Dr. Theta's Community Guardian Node. Theta's premier community guardian node where you can stake your Theta if you don't run your own guardian node. Best of all, 100% uptime so you do not miss any rewards, and 0 fees so you earn 100% of your T-Fuel. Trusted by Theta Labs, you can easily stake directly within your wallet. Simply go to the staking tab, choose Delegated Guardian Node, and find Dr. Theta's Guardian Node. Quick, simple, reliable, and best of all safe, as the coins never leave your wallet. Stake with the doc today. This week's episode is brought to you by GuardiansOfTheta.com, offering 0% one-click Theta Guardian staking with random monthly token giveaways. Guardians also airdropped everyone staking with him an NFT that you're able to stake and earn T-Vibe. 100% uptime, 0 fees, random giveaways, what's not to love? Stop paying 4% and come join the fam with Guardians of Theta.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
All right, so you got season 1 recorded. You're in the process of recording season 2 for the summer. And then you're saying season 3 is going to be this winter, either in Panama or in the Great Cold?
Yeah, if I've got my sights set on Panama, but I'm certainly willing to go, anywhere in Central and South America if it kind of fits the bill. There's been a lot of options in Panama that I've looked at, and actually Simon over at Open Theta, I was just talking to him recently, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've got friends in Panama, so if you want to go there and just They're out in the middle of the jungle. If you want to hunt armadillos and iguanas and crocodiles and stuff, man, just like, well, I'll set you up. And then he sent me these pictures. Dude, he's got armadillos in each hand, just like, oh, tonight we feast on armadillos and iguanas. He bagged.
Have you ever eaten armadillo?
He did a good job. So I've never eaten armadillo. I have had some big lizards. I've never had an iguana. I've had alligator and stuff though.
Interesting. I just wouldn't picture as an armadillo as something we feast on.
No,
I
don't.
Like an armed.
Yeah, that's not my first. No, wouldn't be my first thought if I saw an armadillo. Would be like, that looks delicious.
Wait, Popper, armadillo or goose?
Oh man,
what are you taking?
Armadillo all day.
I thought
not
so.
Eating a goose.
You're not into goose meat? What's the problem?
No. What's the problem? I've got a lot of problems with goose, man.
We've been talking about this all week. About the goose problem in our area.
Okay, so here's my unpopular take. I don't like horses at all.
Interesting.
Okay.
Are you talking like wild horses?
I don't care what kind of horse it is.
Of course.
I just don't like it. No. To me, horses are delicious because I do enjoy horse meat.
Wow.
For everyone that's had those IKEA meatballs, you know what that's all about, right? You love it. It's delicious. Horses are delicious.
I can say I've never eaten at IKEA.
But Max, so are you saying you'd put it on a sandwich and it would be a thoroughbred?
Oh, hundo percent. The horse makes a good lunch meat.
Okay, did not know. This is good information. Right.
I've never considered eating a horse. Not on purpose.
Right? But so this is my point. If you don't like geese, like, I mean, I get it. Neither do I, right? They're assholes. But like, it doesn't mean they're not delicious. If anything, you should be killing them out of spite.
Actually, against the law, I wouldn't mind though a few times.
You can't kill geese where you are? What's the problem?
Dude, geese are like endangered species. They're like protected. It's ridiculous.
They're dicks.
What?
Yes.
Protected by what?
By the government. It's ridiculous.
What kind of geese? What kind of geese you got Canadian down there geese. That are all crazy? Get
Canadians.
Out.
The disgusting ones.
They're nasty.
Oh, those are the worst ones. Cobra chickens.
Dude, they're dinosaurs, man. I'm scared. I gotta go, walk through a bunch of these fucking jokers, and I feel like they're gonna like wreck me up. One of them starts hissing, dude. Forget about it. I'm not gonna make.
No, your shins just go on high alert.
And they smell fear.
They can, absolutely.
Yeah,
they know what you're thinking.
And then they do the head bob. They bring their head down and they start coming at you.
Right.
Oh yeah. Put the wings out a little bit.
They're delicious. Are
they really?
I mean, even yeah. Well, they're just really. It's a greasy meat. If you like dark meat, the whole thing's dark, But I've had a goose that's been stuffed with a turkey that's been stuffed with a chicken.
I mean, I've heard of turduckens.
Oh yeah, you can wrap the whole thing in a goose and then you're good to go.
Ah, interesting. I've never had a turducken before. But back to armadillos. Do you have possums up there?
Not quite as far as I am north.
Do you know what a possum is? Like what they look like?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because when I was in southern Ontario,
armadillo as like a possum
with armor.
Yeah,
for sure. And not even classy armor either. It looks like a snake. It looks like some kind of dragon snake or something, and it just looks like it smells like piss. It does.
Like a giant snail shell or something. Yeah.
So possums were never possums didn't get into Canada until the 1950s. And when I was in southern Ontario, I saw possums and they scared the crap out of me because they look like demons. And but I never knew that they were never in Canada until the 1950s. They actually hitched on to like transport trucks and stuff. And with the highway system, they started like, latching on, and that's how they've migrated north. The Great Possum Migration. It's only happened within the last 60 years.
The majority of the time when I see them, they are splattered in the middle of the road.
Right. They're not smart animals.
No, but
And
you roll up to one of these suckers in the middle of the night, and it's scary. They hiss at you.
I don't want to meet one of them in a dark alley.
Oh,
forget that.
Yeah. No, you don't.
They're like demons. They've got those red eyes and the teeth like syringes. It's right out of a nightmare. I do not like those things. Plus, they're marsupials. They belong on another quadrant of the planet. Like, get out of here. Get out of North America with your pocket babies.
And take the geese with you.
On Into the Wilderverse, on like the third episode, there's an encounter with a goose. we were harangued for an entire afternoon. It was a nesting. We scared a nesting Canada goose off her nest.
Ooh.
And she did not forget. She harangued us for an entire afternoon. Just flew over top of us, just giving us a tongue lashing. She didn't forget.
I look forward to that episode. Because man, I've had my run-ins with geese, and not quite sure how we ended up here, but yeah, that's they're problems.
Oh, there are all sorts of problems, all sorts of them. And where I grew up, we had this little canal where everyone would go and feed the Canada geese and give them bread or whatever. You're poisoning them. You probably shouldn't give them bread, but they're assholes, so you can feed them poison apparently. And every once in a while, you'd see these geese on the schmucked on the side of the road. They're roadkill, right? And it's like I have just no sympathy whatsoever for dead birds on the side of the road. It's like, really, you've got all these options, and you decided to walk across. You couldn't fly. Yeah. You couldn't fly. Like, no, you deserve it, bud. Sorry about that.
I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
But they are delicious. So, go for one day.
Out of spite. I might, yeah. Out of spite.
You might have to cross state lines to kill one of them, though, but it'll be worth it.
I'll come to Canada and do it.
If you do wind up in Panama and you do get a chance of these armadillos, we're going to need like a taste comparison of what's best now.
Oh, man. I'll eat one, but I really don't want to. I mean, I know goose is delicious. And like I said, armadillo looks like it tastes like piss. Like it just does.
Yeah, it doesn't look appetizing at all.
It's a fucking possum in a snail shell. What good about that?
True.
I'll eat it though.
I mean, I think your fans are gonna
pretty much have to now.
Yeah,
I'll put some bacon on a pizza and put some pineapple on it. It'll be great.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, versus goose or armadillo, I'm eating pineapple pizza all day.
Panama possum pineapple pizza?
Say that 5 times fast.
Ooh.
With extra armadillo and anchovy.
Armadillo dipping sauce.
Oh God, that's gross.
That's wrong.
No, too far? All right, too far.
What does it look like between now and August 25th for you? Are you just full get ready mode here?
Full tilt boogie. So what happens? Where are we now? So the Into the Wilderverse series premieres, I think, tomorrow by the time this comes out. And then I will be filming again in the historic French River Provincial Park during the Perseid meteor shower. It's a really super cool place. It's what opened up the new world to exploration. So because you couldn't go over Niagara Falls and around them with the Erie lock system and all that. So people used to go down the St. Lawrence River, then into Lake Nipissing, and then into the French River to get into the rest of the Great Lakes, to go north or south and get into the Mississippi, but to hunt furs and to make a new light for themselves. So the French River is this crazy historic river that's just absolutely amazing with million-year-old rock formations and all sorts of rapids and that. And it's going to be during the summer's biggest meteor shower. So I'm going into that for 5 days to film, and then I'm getting back on the 14th, and then it's just going to be full prep for Camp Theta. Get all the games together, and we do really wild food here. So it's probably going to take me about 3 or 4 days to just even start prepping the food, and of course, just to go grocery shopping is a 2-day trip for me. So it's a big deal just to even leave the property and come back with enough food for 8 people for 5 days, let alone lobster tails and ribs and creme brulees and all that magnificent stuff. So we feed you well here at Camp Theta.
You could have said that you are busy to the max right now, right?
Oh, you could definitely say that.
And I did.
And that's like fighting off bears the whole time with my trusty pocket knife too, right? Because they always want a piece.
Is that right?
But they always want a piece. It's always something with them.
If you left your everything open, they get in the house, they go through the pantry, your cupboards are bare. That's where it came from.
And then you got the bears trying to knock your satellite dish down.
Fucking
and the
assholes.
frickin' geese.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
They're trying to jam my signal.
Raspberry. I bet nobody gives you the raspberry though, do they?
I've got so many wild raspberries coming up right here. So I built my house actually at the top of this ravine, and the bottom of the ravine is just a giant raspberry and blackberry patch. It's huge.
Mm.
It's big enough to support animals. So we have we have this ravine under our house, and there's like deer and fawns that hang out there, and maybe even some bigger bears. So getting all the raspberries for ourselves it can be a task. But the worst is the squirrels. The bears you can shoo away, but the squirrels, they don't know how to listen.
Yeah. Raspberry's probably my favorite fruit. I think I could just
there's
unlimited raspberry
tons
bar.
and tons here.
Oh, sounds fantastic.
You just have red teeth. You just have endless seeds in your teeth. You'd still be eating them on the toilet when you're just shitting raspberries. Be like a human centipede thing. That's how it goes when there's too much fruit, right? Like there's so much fruit all at the same time. And then you've got to I've got to eat all the fruit right now. It's my only option. So you try.
Do you make anything, like any preserves or anything out of them?
Oh yeah, for sure. My wife she makes jam, and we've got some. I've got like a big kind of industrial dehydrator type thing here, and I've also got some solar dehydrators that I made myself, which are like parabolic trough lenses. And so we dry stuff, and we make like bottled just raspberries and syrup kind of thing, or blueberries or blackberries or service berries or whatever it is. And then the jam, and then like syrups, and then we'll have just bags of fresh fruit in the freezer, because we do have a solar powered freezer as well. But you can never pick enough. Like when nature says, hey, everything's, ripe, you just got to quit what you're doing. You got to stop, and you got to go and pick it.
When the picking's good.
Yeah, that's it. You got to make hay while the sun shines, because if you don't get it, then, it's going to be birds or bears or geese or possums or whatever that do. And
some other asshole animal, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not here to feed them. right?
Yeah.
Like I don't mind them fattening up, and then
Like you're living
like
off
if
the
it
grid. And they've been living off the grid forever. If they want
well they
any
were here
special
first.
treatment, they were here first. But if they
Exactly.
want any special treatment, they should try living on the grid. Then I'll have a little sympathy for them.
Right?
Yeah,
No, they do all right for themselves. We're not as efficient as they are about taking all the food out of this place. So I think they've got the edge on us. We just try to squeak out a couple cans of jam every once in a while and leave the rest for the bears because, really I'd rather have the protein anyway, right? So if the deers and everything are gonna eat the berries, then more power to them because
sure.
steaks are delicious.
Circle of life. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. And then yeah. So because the deer eat the blueberries and then we eat the deer and then I go and I poop on the blueberries. What goes around is all around.
yeah. Get your head out of the gutter, everyone. It's as natural.
It couldn't be more natural.
I really appreciate you coming on, and we'd be remiss to not wish you a happy birthday. We can say in advance, but everybody else, by the time this is going to come out, is going to have to give a belated birthday shout out. So, happy birthday! I hope you have a fun time tomorrow, doing whatever happy
Oh,
birthday stuff you're going to be doing.
oh, thank you very kindly. I appreciate that. I don't get a lot of birthday wishes up here.
Yeah,
Just
and like you said, that was from both of us.
Well, I didn't say that.
oh,
But
well,
You
thank
said
you,
we.
thank you so
You
much.
said we.
Oh, okay. We.
You're welcome, Max. Of course. Anything.
Always so thoughtful. Appreciate that. It's great being on the show again. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to have me on and talk shit. Always fun.
No, dude. Yeah, we totally appreciate it. And we're certainly looking forward to the season 1 coming out. And I definitely can't wait to hear about the WilderVRS games. Looking forward to that and, hearing what happens and eventually in season 2 being able to see what happens. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, well, it'll all come out sooner or later. But yeah, season 1 of the WilderVRS only available to smoke fish holders August 9th on Open Theta. Grab a smoke fish. And it's your streaming key for hours of wild content. You've never seen anything like it.
You heard it here second, folks.
Right on. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to sign out. Thank you kindly again.
Anytime,
you.
man. Thank you.
We'll talk again soon, I hope.
Sounds good.
Definitely. Glad this happened.
Right on. Have a great night, guys.
You too.
You too, man.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter at JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production in association with Kyle's Hot Tub.